Hello again, everyone. As we head into Holy Week, let me show you our beautiful seedlings. For any of you who like growing plants, I strongly recommend getting one of those growing lights. Makes a huge difference. The scene is still quite snowy around here, at least if you drive north out of town. There's still lots of snow. We tried to go walking in it, but it was so deep. As soon as the path ran out, we were sinking in up to our knees. So we packed our bags and went off to Utah instead. It was really, really beautiful over there in the desert. The weather was perfect. I like Utah a lot. It's beautiful in a different way than Colorado is. It has an energy to it that, I don't know, almost feels sacred, I guess, for lack of a different word. We went on some long and wonderful hikes through the canyons. It was a wonderful getaway from Durango. I love going places and soaking in the nature. It's so beautiful. Then we came back home for a couple days to get the car fixed. It was overheating, and that never feels good, especially when you're far away from home. So I saw the cat in the tree and some cedar waxwings in a different tree. And then we drove back to Utah to finish our adventure. We saw some of the old dwellings of the Pueblo Indians. They were pretty cool. They were tucked up in the rocks so their enemies couldn't reach them as easily, so we went scrambling up. What an awesome day. There was still a lot of water around from the snow melt. That was pretty neat with the deep, cool pools. I wanted to jump in, but I supposed it was way too cold. The bubbles in the water were making little star shapes on the bottom of the pool. They were really, really pretty. Kind of magical. Fairy stars, as it were. There was one dwelling we could go inside. That was pretty fun. And that it lasted this many years. Pretty incredible. One of the places we stopped had the most incredible views. It was a beautiful afternoon, and to look down off the ridge and see the land and the ridge stretching away, it was just amazing. I felt like I could have stood there forever, just soaking in the beauty. The next morning we took a lovely stroll up a little hill on the ridge. It was so beautiful. It was hard to go back home and get back to work, but thankfully Utah is close by, so we will be back for sure. Lent went by fast, and now it's Holy Week. And then it will be Easter. Hopefully the weather will start feeling more like spring. It keeps trying, and then we get these really cold days where it snows again. And then it warms up. I'm doing pretty good overall in life. Not much to report. Mostly just distracted with my boyfriend and my bunnies and working on a relationship. Relationships are very interesting things. You learn a lot, not only about the other person, but also about yourself. I think some of the most important things in relationships are to leave the other person room to be themselves. And remember, they come from their own story, and they see life from a different angle than you do, most likely. And that they can't always read your mind, and you can't read theirs, so you need to tell each other what you need and what you want, what you like and what you don't like, and to have a lot of patience with each other, a lot of respect, a lot of understanding, and to know that this is me and my stuff that I bring into the relationship, and that's you and your stuff that you bring into the relationship, and I'm responsible for my stuff and you're responsible for yours. And to be sure to let each other know what you appreciate about them. To say it out loud. I really like when you do that, or I really love that about you. And to keep in mind that the other person is not responsible for your happiness. You are still responsible for your own happiness. Hopefully we can add to each other's happiness, but it's not the other person's responsibility. I think those are some of the important things to keep in mind. And it's an ongoing process. It's a project that's never finished. I enjoy it. It's very rewarding. It can also be exhausting or annoying depending on the day. But overall, I think it's a very positive thing. Just a normal day in the house. Don't worry about the bunny behind me. Oh, buddy, you're so cute. Gonna be coming down now. Yeah. Sounds good to me. Adventure bunny on the loose. Pop, pop. Let's find the other bunny. There he is. There's my Murph. There's my Murphy bunny. Hi there. Relationships with bunnies are considerably simpler, which is, of course, why many people have pets in the first place. Uncomplicated companionship. We've had a few really beautiful days here where it got up to 60 degrees, finally. I hope so much that this spring is not as windy as last spring was. Wind is so tiresome. When I was outside the other day, I was so happy to see the soapwort and the phlox that we planted last year are coming back. The phlox even has tiny flower buds on it. Hi. Hi. And here are the kitties, so happy that I'm outside with them. And so happy in the warmth and the sunshine. The grass is starting to turn green. And the birds are singing. How I love when the birds start to sing their spring songs. It's quite a nice day out here. Feels springish, even though it's not quite as warm as I would like. It's moving in the right direction for sure. Following the deer trail down to the river. There's a lot of birds out this morning. I saw flickers and meadowlarks, red-winged blackbirds, Canada geese, mergansers, and probably more than I'm forgetting. I think a robin or two. I love water and sitting by water and watching it gurgle by. It's so relaxing and meditative. You can just sit and gaze into the water and let your thoughts travel away anywhere they wish. It's so beautiful down there by the river. My sister and I got together to dye some Easter eggs. That's always a fun tradition, even as grown-ups. And it was so fun to watch Aaron's daughter exclaiming over the pretty eggs. So cute.